I want to tell you a little story about this place, and hopefully it'll touch your heart the way that it touched mine. I was standing in this exact spot on Veterans Day, November of last year, with a local veteran, and he was in the Vietnam War. This, by the way, in the background is the World War II memorial. You can see the Washington Monument, and down here we have the Lincoln Memorial. But I was standing in this spot, and this is the National Mall. This is where Martin Luther King Jr. gave his famous speech. And I was standing here last Veterans Day with a Vietnam veteran who was sharing with me the most incredible story about how when he was a boy, he heard that Martin Luther King Jr. was going to speak here, and he told his mom that he wanted to go. And she said, "Do it, just go." So she put her boy on a bus, and he came here to Washington, D.C. He stood in this very spot, and he listened to one of the most iconic speeches in American history. And as I was standing next to him, he got really choked up. And he said at that moment in his life, when he was a little boy standing here at the National Mall, he had no idea that he would go on to serve in the military. He had no idea that he would become a Vietnam veteran, and that he would be back here all those years later, a grown man, and standing in the same spot. It's really incredible the way that life comes full circle. And if you've never been to Washington, D.C., you've never seen this, it's just such an amazing experience. You can see how big it is. Think of all the people who were crammed into this space for all of the different things that have happened here over the course of history. It really is incredible.